Many emails, many queries from the press in recent days about this notion of a sanctuary city, and so I want to lay some things to rest here today. This term sanctuary city doesn't have a sole legal or procedural definition. You can look in Georgia statute and you can find a clear definition for a unified government. You can look in contractual language and you can find out exactly what it means to be an SEC institution. Sanctuary city doesn't track with either of those. And so that term means different things to different people depending on the context of the discussion.
We know what it means.
Many of the elements.
Liar.
Many of the elements.
Liar.
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 We are here to listen.
Liar.
You're a liar.
We are here to listen.
Liar.
There'll be time for questions.
You are guilty and got blood on your hands for this murder, sir.
Many of the aspects that are ascribed to sanctuary cities
We know what sanctuary
are
city
things
means.
that are disallowed by Georgia law.
Sanctuary policy, which is what we do.
And we contribute a document every year to the Georgia Department of Audits indicating that we do not correspond to these definitions under state law.
Yes, you do.
And no policies have been adopted by the
Please
mayor and
stop lying.
commission
You're
that have
insulting
created
our
sanctuary
intelligence.
city status in
Sir,
Athens.
You need to resign.
One protocol that sometimes arises.
Resign!
Resign now.
You
One
allowed
protocol.
this to happen, sir.
One protocol that
You
sometimes
voted for
arises,
this.
and I understand in the wake of a great tragedy like this, we are all deeply hurt, and everybody expresses their hurt differently.
Who voted? Who voted to
mentioned
make
something about
Athens-Clarke
legislation
County a
and
sanctuary
because of
city,
the protest.
sir?
Could you just-
Who? What's their
What
name?
legislation were you talking about?
I'm an old man. My ears can only hear one thing at a time, and so I'm asking you, Claudia, if you'd repeat that question.
Yeah.
We want to ask
You
questions,
mentioned
too.
something
Go
about
ahead, ma'am.
legislation earlier. I couldn't hear what you were saying because of the protest. Could you just repeat what you were saying about legislation?
I certainly will. There's been no legislation from this government that has created sanctuary city status. I also mentioned the prospect of federal legislation.
2019.
What I'd like to note is that here in Athens-Clarke
You're
County,
fired.
we center our
You're
work in the public
fired.
sector.
You need to go, sir. We don't want to hear from you no more. You're not defending us. You're not upholding your oath of office, sir. You are lawless. You are a criminal.
I'm trying to ask a question. So your press members.
If non-members of the press
Yeah, I'm a press member too.
Might be asked to
We,
leave.
The people. We created this government and we pay your salary. You do what we want you to do, not what you want to do. That's the problem with this lawlessness in our country.
I want to say that we center our work here in Athens-Clarke County in people's humanity. And part of everybody's humanity is the expectation of human dignity. While 2019 was not that long ago, you might remember the dynamic we were living in the late teens in this country, where you had the President of the United States speaking in the most vile terms about people who were foreign born. And you had that notion metastasizing in places like Charlottesville.
This is an invasion. When I was
So
younger,
when we
I
have-
was a criminal. And you know what I thought about doing? Crossing the border to Mexico to get away from my crimes.
Son, I'm going to ask you to
Thanks
leave.
Jesus Christ, he saved me, and I no longer live that lawless life, which you do.
What we wish to do is dignify everybody's humanity. There's nothing in that
No,
resolution.
no,
that
that's
creates-
not the law.
You
You
did
took
not
an
do
oath
it
to
right.
uphold the law, not your feelings or nor your opinion.
Chief, I don't
You
know if
called
that's
me a
what you
white
uphold.
supremacist.
No, sir. You're talking BS to us right now.
I need to answer one question at a time.
Right here, sir. Alex
I'm going to continue my answer from a moment ago, and then I'll get it.
You called me a white supremacist in your resolution.
Well,
That was not
no.
nice to me, was it?
What-
We've had enough. And
what we wish to
have a
do-
right to speak. This is America still.
Riley family an apology for allowing that to happen in the first place.
Yeah.
We are deeply sorry for this tragedy.